This presentation focuses on instruments and data collection, an essential component of research methodology. In conventional thesis formats, this topic is typically found in Chapter 2 if the structure includes 4 chapters, or in Chapter 3 when 5 chapters are used. In scientific journal writing, particularly under the EMROD format, this falls under the M section, representing methods or methodology. Let's explore how researchers gather reliable data through well-designed instruments. This presentation will focus on the key components of instruments and data collection. First, we will explore the types of research instruments commonly used, such as questionnaires, tests, and interview guides. Next, we will examine the concepts of validity and reliability, which ensure the accuracy and consistency of these tools. Finally, we will discuss various data gathering procedures, including surveys, interviews, observations, and document analysis, all essential for obtaining credible and relevant data for research. A research instrument is a systematically developed scientific tool used to gather, assess, and interpret data relevant to the focus of the study and its alignments. Researchers typically select an instrument based on the methodological approach they adopt, whether quantitative, qualitative, or mixed methods. According to Oben, 2021, the choice of tool must align with the research designed to ensure accurate and meaningful data collection, whether it is quantitative, qualitative, or mixed method. The selection of a research instrument is guided by several factors: the research question, the characteristics of the phenomenon under investigation, and the resources available to the researcher. As noted by Bryman, Cresswell, Dornei, and Hare et al., as cited in Pentang, 2023, these considerations ensure that the chosen instrument aligns with the study's objectives and methodological approach. Research instruments may include, but are not limited to, the following. First, questionnaires, structured sets of questions used to collect data from respondents. These can be closed-ended for quantitative studies or open-ended for qualitative research. Closed-ended questions require respondents to choose from predetermined options, such as, how satisfied are you with online learning, on a scale of 1 to 5. Open-ended questions allow participants to respond in their own words. For example, what difficulties have you encountered when learning online? Second, tests and standardized instruments, tools designed to measure psychological traits, academic achievement, aptitude, or other constructs. Standardized tests, such as the SAT or MMPI, are developed with norms and psychometric properties. Teacher-made tests, often used in classrooms or research, must also undergo validation. Third, interview guides, primarily used in qualitative research to structure conversations and explore participants' experiences, perceptions, or opinions. Interview guides can be structured, semi-structured, or unstructured. Structured interviews follow a fixed set of questions. For example, how long have you been a teacher? Semi-structured interviews include core questions, but allow probing for clarification, such as, can you explain your remote teaching experience? What strategies did you find most effective? Unstructured interviews are open-ended discussions guided by the study's objectives. For instance, tell me about your thoughts on education during the pandemic. Validity refers to the degree to which an instrument accurately measures what it is intended to measure, as noted by Ho-San et al., 2025. For example, if a test is designed to measure general intelligence but instead assesses the ability to recall classic literature, then the test demonstrates low validity, according to Soto, 2017. Reliability refers to the consistency, stability, and repeatability of measurements over time, across different items and among various observers, as explained by Bujang et al., 2024, cited in Ho-San et al., 2025. For example, if a group of people takes a personality test and many of them receive different results from one day to the next, the test demonstrates low reliability, according to Soto, 2017. Due to technical constraints and time limitations, this presentation will not cover all types of validity in detail. However, as Cresswell and Cresswell, 2023, note, 3 traditional forms of validity are essential to consider: content validity, predictive or concurrent validity, and construct validity. Content validity refers to the extent to which a test or instrument adequately covers the domain of interest. It involves expert judgment to ensure that items represent all facets of the concept being measured. In other words, do the items measure the content they were intended to measure? Concurrent validity is the degree to which a test correlates with another measure that has already been validated, taken at the same time. Essentially, do the scores predict a criterion measure or correlate with other established results? Construct validity addresses the extent to which a test or instrument truly measures the theoretical construct it claims to measure. Put simply, do the items measure the hypothetical constructs or concepts? It is important to note that these forms of validity differ from identifying threats to validity in experimental research. Internal validity focuses on the integrity of the research design, ensuring that observed effects are genuinely due to the independent variable, as Scotty et al. 2003 explain. External validity, on the other hand, addresses whether findings can be generalized beyond the specific study context, as noted by Hassan, 2024. In quantitative research, reliability can take several forms, as noted by Hossan et al. 2025. One key type is internal consistency, which describes the extent to which items in a questionnaire are interrelated and collectively measure the same concept, according to Kong et al. 2024. This approach evaluates whether the items function cohesively to assess a particular construct. The most widely used method for assessing internal consistency is Cronbach's alpha, where a score of 0.70 or higher generally indicates satisfactory internal reliability, as explained by Nur Hidayati and Sukri, 2025, and Adeniran, 2025. The second type of reliability is test-retest reliability, which evaluates how stable and consistent a questionnaire is over time. This involves administering the same instrument to the same group of participants at two different points and comparing the results, as explained by Villegut, 2024. A high level of test-retest reliability indicates that the tool reliably measures a construct that remains unchanged across time, according to Fu et al. 2024 and Jung et al. 2024. This is especially important in longitudinal studies or when assessing stable traits such as personality or attitudes, as noted by Guélineau et al. 2024. The timing between tests must be carefully chosen. Too short may lead to memory effects, while too long may allow real changes in the construct. A strong correlation, such as Pearson's are greater than 0.70, between the two sets of scores indicates good temporal stability. The third type of reliability is inter-rater reliability, which becomes important when data collection involves subjective judgments, such as evaluating open-ended responses, observing behaviors, or coding qualitative data in mixed-method studies, as noted by Cole, 2024. It assesses how consistently different raters interpret or score the same data independently, according to Tullies et al. 2025 and Richibonet et al. 2024. Common methods for measuring this include Cohen's kappa, which adjusts for chance agreement, and the intra-class correlation coefficient, or ICC, for continuous data. High agreement between raters enhances the credibility and objectivity of research findings. In qualitative research, validity does not carry the same meaning as in quantitative studies. It is not directly linked to reliability, which focuses on consistency, or to generalizability, which refers to applying findings to other settings or populations. Instead, validity in qualitative research refers to how accurately the findings reflect participants' experiences, using specific procedures to ensure credibility. Reliability, in this context, means that the researcher's approach remains consistent across different studies and among different researchers, as explained by Gibbs, 2007, cited in Cresswell and Cresswell, 2023. Instead of emphasizing precision and replicability, qualitative researchers focus on the trustworthiness of their findings. Lincoln and Guba's framework, introduced in 1985 and cited in Hossan et al. 2025, provides a structured approach to evaluating this trustworthiness through four key criteria: credibility, transferability, dependability, and confirmability. These criteria are assessed using methods such as interviews, observations, discussions, and document analysis, as noted by Chin et al., 2024, cited in Ho-San et al., 2025. Credibility refers to the truthfulness or believability of the research findings, ensuring that the research accurately represents the phenomena being studied. This is similar to internal validity in quantitative research, Bahrami and Nassiri, 2024. Transferability relates to how well research findings can be generalized or applied to other contexts or settings, which mirrors external validity in quantitative research, Shahzidi et al., 2025. Dependability addresses the stability of the findings over time, much like reliability in quantitative studies. It involves providing a clear audit trail that allows others to track the research process and replicate the study, Bahrami and Nassiri, 2024. Confirmability refers to how much the findings are shaped by the participants' perspectives, rather than by the researcher's biases or preconceptions. This is akin to objectivity in quantitative research, Bahrami and Nassiri, 2024. Data gathering procedures include surveys, interviews, observations, and document analysis. Surveys commonly utilize questionnaires to collect data, which may be self-administered or professionally conducted, individually, or in groups. Questionnaires can be distributed via paper, mail, electronic platforms, or a combination of these methods, as noted by Oben, 2021, and Ponto, 2015. Interviews are a flexible method of data collection, conducted by phone, computer, or in person. They allow researchers to observe nonverbal cues and use probing techniques to elicit deeper insights or clarify vague responses, enhancing the quality of data collected, as explained by Singleton and Straits, 2009, cited in Ponto, 2015. Observation is used to record behaviors or events as they occur. Structured observations rely on predefined categories, such as rating scales or checklists, for example, a classroom engagement checklist. Unstructured observations involve free-form notes documenting behavior and context, such as field notes during a play therapy session. Document analysis is commonly used in qualitative research to examine existing texts, records, or media. This method helps identify themes or patterns from written or visual materials, such as coding structures for policy document analysis or content analysis of mental health-related social media posts. These are the references used in this presentation. They include published research articles, academic books, and credible sources cited throughout the discussion. Additionally, Microsoft Copilot was used to assist in structuring content and checking grammar, and LoveVoice AI was utilized for generating the voiceover narration. Thank you for listening to this presentation. We have covered essential aspects of instruments and data collection, including research tools, validity and reliability, and data gathering procedures. These concepts are fundamental for ensuring credible and meaningful research outcomes. Thank you once again, and best of luck in your research endeavors.